Good day, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to our world. I remember last time we were still talking about, the principles and qualities of a good guide, and our last topic was speed, the speed that you have to be keeping on safari. And today is just a very good morning. I think you can hear the bird songs around. So the environment is just alive. I mean, birds are out there, singing. Such a beautiful morning. Anyway, like I promised, this will be the surroundings where we will always be shooting our videos. Okay, we'll be hardly on an office environment or stuff like it, because at the end of the day, this is our office. As your guide, you should consider nature as your office. So still on speed. Let's continue and talk about speed. So generally, what I was talking about when it gets to speed is that as a guide, you have to keep a very slow speed, because to avoid missing a lot of stuff. Because you understand that as your guide, you need to be able to spot the tracks on the road. You don't want to miss a lion spoor, because it might lead you to a lion sighting, your first for that matter. You don't want to miss that dragging mark of the leopard on the road, because it might lead you to a leopard sighting. So but if you're traveling at a very high speed, you are more likely to miss that, because your eyes will be where you are going. But then as a guide, remember, you have to look on the road, look on the trees, look at the sky, everywhere. So generally, this speed is very important, unless in situations where you have to rush. Of course, in the cases of emergencies, or if someone have called you on a radio to say, I mean, there is a cheetah kill somewhere. But still, again, you have to weigh whether it's worth traveling at that distance, weigh the risks that you might get yourself into, and stuff like that. Because the bush, you can't predict what is going to happen. You're going to drive fast, maybe around the bend or around the corner there is a sighting there are about 30 cars there on the road, and it won't be good for that sudden stop. I mean, the dust to be coming back all to your guest is not what you want to go through as a new guide. That's not the image that you want to portray as a new guide. So keep an not average speed, a very slow speed that will help you to spot, and that will help you to bond with nature. Okay, now another point is that you are keeping that speed, you're on a game drive. So now, the voice, how you talk, because most of the time you'll be looking forward driving and your guests are behind you. It can be on a boat, it can be on a car. So now make sure that you speak louder so that everyone can hear you, more especially that if you have someone next to you, don't make your clients feel like you are giving that particular person more attention than others. So anything that you want to share with them, make sure that you are loud enough so that everyone in the car can hear you. Where applicable, you can just slow your speed even more, much better, and look back and talk to them in case you want to say anything to them, so that they can feel that you are one team. Because if all the time you speak to one person, it will be like you are directing attention to them. So speak loud and speak confidently. Okay, and the most important thing again, when talking, know when to talk and know when to keep quiet, so that you can give your clients a chance to absorb nature. Because I mean, they are from noisy areas, and once they come to the bush, they want that calmness, they want the music of nature, like you are listening at birds in the background right now. So that's what our clients want. So know when to talk, know when to keep quiet, to give them time to bond with nature. So now let's jump to say, now you are on a drive. For example, you see a lion track on the road. You track it for some time, then maybe after 500 meters or so, boom, you get your first sighting, a lion. Maybe a lion on a kilo, or maybe a lion under a tree. Now the first thing, when you see a lion, remember, you have orientated your guests on how they should behave, on how they should control their excitement for their big, rare sighting. So now, in that case, first thing that you have to consider is that you are more likely to find other cars there on the sighting. who came before you or who will come after you. Now, that's where the issue of positioning comes in as a guide. You need to know how to position your car. You need to know how to position your guests. Remember, this is about your guests. It's not about you. So now, if you position yourself in such a way that you can take good photos, something is wrong. Make sure that you position yourself, giving your clients a very good view of the sighting. Okay. Normally, my favorite packing pattern, because I used an open car, where you can just bend the screen like this, then you're out on the open. I'll pack slant like this so that everyone can be able to look at the sighting straight up. Now, when you position yourself, there are things that you have to consider, because sometimes you find that you've got photographers on the car. You've got people that want to take videos of call, and everyone will want to take a photo of such a sighting. So now, when you position your car, put into consideration the side of the sun, because it's obvious that shooting on the sun, you're not going to get a very good image. You're going to get a lot of more like a dark image because of the sun. Now, position yourself in the sense that the sun is behind you, so that every time your clients can get good and brilliant pictures. And communicate with them. Communication is key in everything you do. Tell them, I want to pack in this position so that we can get the sun behind us for us to get good pictures. They're going to appreciate that, and they're going to see how knowledgeable you are and how caring you are about them getting a good picture. So always pack with the sun behind you, unless on special photographic safaris where they will tell you how to pack, maybe directly to the sun, or they want to get a silhouette or stuff like that. But mostly, more especially when the light is getting more brighter, and when it's getting a bit more hot, make sure that you try by all means to get the sun behind you so that you can take good pictures. Another thing is that immediately when you get to that sighting, after positioning, you have positioned your car nicely. Now, the next thing is to switch off your engine. Switch off the car engine immediately. For obvious reasons, that you don't want a situation where you take a video, then the engine is roaring. More especially these diesel engines. That's an unwanted noise. All right. You want to get the sound of nature. You want to get the video. All you want to hear is the music of nature. You don't want to hear a V8 roaring or a TD5 roaring behind in the background. So immediately after you've positioned yourself, switch off the car. Now, this is the trick. I don't know. Remember, I'm talking about my experiences, and I'm talking about things that I found them working for me, and things I learned from the reviews from my clients, and from other people, obviously that I've been involved in. So after switching off the engine, there is this aspect. Some guide will talk immediately about the sighting. That we've been following this track, so this and that might happen. That general information that you always say about the sighting. It will depend on what type of sighting it is. Like I said, it might be a lion lying under the tree. It might be a lion on a kill. It might be two males, rival males, maybe having a clash for territory and stuff like that. So my opinion is that immediately when you have switched off your car and you are at that sighting, give your clients at least 5 to 10 minutes in silence. Don't say anything about the sighting yet, because they still have that excitement of wanting to take pictures, wanting to take videos and stuff like that. And you want to avoid a situation where your voice is always on the video while they are shooting. So give them that time, and for them to take pictures and videos, like I said. And keep an eye on your guests. Okay, keep an eye on your guests all the time. Normally they will just show it without saying that they are satisfied. They'll just show you you are satisfied. You even see them like now they are calming down. Now that's when you can get in and talk about the situation. Now that's when you can talk about the lion pride around the lodge, your experiences with that pride. These are two rival males. We have named them Mufasa and this and that. That's when you can talk after they've taken pictures and videos, and after they are satisfied with the sighting in silence. So, and again, limit the information that you tell them, and make sure that you allow them to ask you questions. So whatever you're going to say, it will depend on what they ask as well, because that will help you judge the kind of information that they want to learn. You don't have to be pouring everything about lions. You'll be guided about what they want to know. All right. So now they still enjoy the sighting. After talking, give them a few more minutes again to enjoy the sighting more. Then you look back at the car and ask them, guys, I think it's time to move to see what we can see again. I mean, that won't be the last sighting, unless it's the last sighting while you are going back to camp. But generally, when you're still on a game drive, tell them that I think it's time to move on to see what we can see again. So now, before you start the car, make sure that your guests are satisfied with pictures, with questions, and with photos. Yes, with videos, sorry. Make sure they're satisfied before you leave. Talk to them, communicate with them, be as one with your client, because you don't have to be driving while someone is taking pictures. You don't have to be driving while someone is still taking a video. Make sure that everyone is satisfied with the sighting. This is their time. They paid for this moment, so you've got no way to rush. You understand? So if everyone is satisfied, you start your car, then you move on. And before you move on, make sure that everyone is seated, because I've seen a situation where guys, or even myself, will be driving off while someone is still maybe trying to take a picture. Then by the time they come off, then they bang on that seat. That's an unnecessary incident where you might even injure someone or damage the equipment unnecessarily. So make sure you communicate with them, and when they are ready to go, they will let you know. Then you move on. Keep on the same speed, keep on the same speed, keep on observing nature. Now, because it was your sighting, maybe the next thing, it will be getting on a coffee break. Normally in our game reserves and national parks, there are designated places where you can stop and get your or have your coffee. So if you get to those picnic spots, you let them know that, guys, I think it's coffee time, so you can just stop here, have refreshments, stretch our legs as well, because sometimes the drive can go 2 hours without stopping. They need that moment where